I feel like I've seen this topic before.
R&B to having a social blade graph that has completely stagnated, there are tons of reasons as to why YK Osiris has become nothing more than another artist with tons of talent and lost potential. What's even all more unfortunate is that he could have easily prevented his downfall from happening. Raised in Jacksonville alongside 6 sisters, Osiris Jakal Williams was always getting the bag from a young age.
No, bro, the thing is, YK, he had a he could have, what is it called? He could have did what he could have had a comeback, bro. He could have capitalized, bitch. Yeah, he could have capitalized off that comeback with that Sorry song that he did. Not, you know I
bent the rules to help support his family.
I used to be hungry for money. Like, I'd probably go on cars, carjack cars and stuff like that, open cars, so they open, stuff like that. I do a lot of stuff, man, hard-headed stuff, you know. I used to be out late nights trying to get money, you know.
As he developed a desire to provide for his family early on in life, it's no surprise that Osiris started indulging in a life of crime. But thankfully, he had another escape route through his singing ability. Beginning in 2017, Osiris started releasing music. And for him, he didn't need to spend years as an underground artist to find success. Instead, it happened when his track Valentine went viral and racked up 100 million streams on Spotify when he was just 18 years old.
You telling me you need me, but I need you, girl, I got you.
And that gave like a 2000s vibe, bro, when you heard that shit, bro.
Arriving like a throwback to the days where R&B ruled the airwaves, audiences immediately had high hopes for where he could go, and already envisioned him working with the biggest stars in the game, such as comments like this one reading, "I need to hear a collab with Justin, Nicki, Drake, and Fetty. This dude is about to blow all the way up." Considering that a young artist with a great voice making music to serenade the ladies has been a recipe for success since music began, the success of Valentine led to a deal with Def Jam in April of 2018. And when he released his first single, Worth It, on their label, they thought that they hit the jackpot.
I would give you the world, baby girl. You just gotta be worthy.
Nah, he was making, I'm telling you, he was making fucking hits. He had the potential. He could literally do this shit, but he just wasn't, bro.
Dropped in February of 2019, this song was a smash hit in every way. Certified platinum, the track made people who'd previously ignored him or just weren't aware sit up and take notice. The success of this track was the launchpad for his career, to the point that it even got the remix treatment alongside Tory Lanez and Ty Dolla $ign on his debut album, The Golden Child. Featuring contributions from Russ and Kehlani, the record underperformed and peaked at number 90, but eventually went gold over time. However, the project did feature the 2 tracks that helped make him a star, and no other song on the album never really made a big splash. But at the time, it seemed like Osiris didn't realize this was a problem, or had let the success that he experienced before he was even in his 20s go to his head. Despite the fact that he sold just 10K first week, Osiris started talking like he was the ruler of the entire game, labeling himself the king of R&B.
I'm the king of R&B. I'm not saying it no more. And I gotta prove myself, and I am gonna prove myself, because I am the king of R&B of the generation. There's nobody else.
If you're the king of R&B, you don't have to prove yourself no more. There's no more proving to do.
Thoughts.
Alongside claiming that no one listens to Bryson Tiller anymore, he also dissed Jacquees, the other man who had prematurely claimed to be the reigning champion of the singer.
Listen. I'm about to break it down to you.
Okay,
Chris Brown, he's a king, for sure. But you gotta understand, in this generation, ain't no lot of singers, you feel me? Jacquees, I don't think he even really messing with me like that.
Okay.
So
he can't touch you.
No, not musical-wise.
Jacquees decided that he couldn't let that slide, and basically sunned Osiris for saying one thing in public and another in private.
Jacquees, you got more hits than YK.
I was gonna let the little breathe. YK Osiris, stop knocking on my door. Stop asking me for big bro advice. Stop. You had my name in your mouth with Sway. That was a mistake.
Now, we know that neither of these guys truly became the king of R&B, with Jacquees' fall-off probably deserving its own video at some point. But what Jacquees' dismissive attitude towards YK did was set the tone for him to go from a potential star to an artist who was trolled into becoming a laughingstock. Even after releasing his debut album and heading out on tour in support of Lil Baby during the Harder Than Ever era, it felt like a lot of momentum Osiris had coming up had basically evaporated.
Lil Baby knew his own fucking video too. That nigga
Stuck
Yeah.
dropping Lucy's that basically made no impact. He even tried to get that festive bag with a Christmas song that to this day still barely has over 20,000 listens on YouTube. But the lack of fanfare
No
around his
fucking way.
music would have been one thing, because at least then he could have faded into obscurity until he was ready to regroup with new music. Instead, Osiris did the polar opposite and remained out in front of social media even as he was taking heavy losses. And once rappers noted that weakness they detected during the exchange with Jacquees, they didn't hesitate to pile on and expose him. For starters, he was getting flamed for his fake outfits by the
I remember
likes
that
of
shit.
21 Savage.
Wow! What was you thinking? You look like a suitcase, bro.
As well as DJ Mustard and Lil Yachty, who posted this picture to his Instagram story saying, "This vest ain't made by Louis and this shit ain't none." As the tide began to churn and YK kept releasing flops, hip-hop artists started clowning him at every opportunity. This was especially true when he began to develop a reputation for not paying back money he owed. But
shit,
rather than try to save face, Osiris did the worst thing possible. He tolerated the disrespect from these bigger artists because he was worried about damaging the relationship.
Sorry, let me get my 5 in, bro. I made rap go up and down. Look, right now, don't worry about it. Man, this is so rich, man. I'll wait on your next.
No, let me tell you how you rich you is. You don't
saying
even
we
bother me about that.
Let me wait on your next.
I ain't gonna lie, Lil Baby more than ever need that 5K right now, cause what the fuck he doing right now?
Is it? How long you own this?
Like 3 months.
That's a lot.
Oh, 5?
8. So it might be a little right on about 5, 6 months. I should get lucky.
Though Lil Baby arguably set the tone, the idea that Osiris was just there for other rappers to laugh at really stuck when Drake got him to sing Worth It to pay off a debt he owed to him, and showed it to everyone on social media.
You owe me 60 bands, and you have to perform the song right now in the crib. What are we talking about? What are you talking about? I'm giving you an out. I'm not Baby. I'm not Boosie. You don't owe me no 2 rags, 5 rags. You owe me 60 bands. I'm playing the song right now.
60 bands.
Soon, he had him doing push-ups on Air Drake, and at this point, people really started to wonder how any of this could be good for his career. Humiliation ritual. Some sick stuff be happening that we don't know about off camera. This is starting to get weird. YK really looking like a kept boy out here. He humiliating himself just to get a verse from Drake. Drake doesn't mess with this guy for real. Although Drake never detailed his relationship with YK, it seems the people who thought he just kept him around for his own amusement might be right. I mean, think about it. When was the last time that a buzzing young artist entered Drake's orbit and didn't get a song out of it? From Blockboy JB to Sexy Red, everyone gets the coveted feature. But as the blows to his credibility just kept coming, it seems like Drake might have teased Osiris with the chance of a song collaboration, something that could have boosted Osiris's career again. Instead,
Yeah, that
he
might
never
boost
got
his
it.
shit.
And the industry just kept ragging on him to the point that he was even accused of being a little too close to Mr. Sean Combs.
I'm just saying the
I ain't never heard.
They said he was Diddy's boy toy.
I was in Jamaica with him.
Oh, I see it now.
See?
So they say you're his boy toy, and then you just say, "Oh yeah, I was in Jamaica with him." I don't make it no better.
Yeah, Osiris in Jamaica with his alleged boo Diddy.
See?
Can we talk about Diddy new boy toy? YK Osiris. Why you did this to Diddy, man? It's messed up, man.
I think it'd be crazy little talking stuff.
When you heard it, what did you say to yourself? Because I know your
I ain't
people.
worried about it. A lot of people don't care about it. I was laughing.
Even though he was just on the come up at the time, Jack Harlow used Osiris as a punchline while building his own reputation as one of hip-hop's most quick-witted artists.
YK Osiris came in the building and were like, why isn't everybody tripping? But I feel like people are trying to play it cool. Like, you know how people are around like the Drakes, Kendricks, the YK Osirises. I grew up listening to YK. Like, he's one of my biggest influences. Like, he's the reason I really got into this rap shit.
Bullied by everyone, YK missed the off-ramp to the point where he should have tried to fight and claw back some respect. Instead, he opted for a different tactic where he started to claim that fame is hollow.
This industry is not what you think it is. Don't let these people fool you, man. My life is not perfect, man. Don't think because I'm on Instagram showing this, showing that, I don't got a perfect life either. These people are always faking and let you know that this is not what y'all want.
But as much as he tried, this didn't work out either. In fact, it only made things worse. Because even when he claimed that he saw through it all, he still tried hard to be liked by every rapper. Then he showed the world how he really felt when they ignored him. Just look at what happened in July when Tory Lanez, who once saw the benefit of working with him on the Worth It remix, laughed at his new music.
Hey, first of all, Tory, I just want to say you one of the ghosts. I give you your flowers. You one of the ones. I look
Free
up
that
to you
boy.
for sure. Vocals are amazing. You can't deny that.
So let's get it understood. I don't fuck with is you one of my posts, you know, laughing and giggling at my art. I don't fuck with shit like that. I was just in Vegas with you on some brother shit, whatever you want to call it. And that's why I don't fuck with a lot of niggas in the industry, because you niggas fake niggas. But I get it, because, you know, a lot of shit I put on myself, so I get it.
Left feeling betrayed by the game, YK should have been focused on just making music, as this is what his fans wanted. Because even they knew that all the antics did was make it harder to be a fan. YK Osiris isn't trash. I think he's just corny. Props to him for being himself. But if people think you're a goof, it affects the music. YK Osiris is too sporadic and all over the place with his thoughts and feelings. He needs to lock in and drop all the social media antics. Sadly, he didn't take this advice. Instead, he got himself caught up in a controversy after claiming that he would pay for a fan's funeral when in reality, he didn't even donate to the GoFundMe at all. Stop pretending you giving back to the community just to get your sales up. Lame as hell. Shortly after that, YK revealed that after chasing the bag his whole life, his finances were in tatters once again.
Man, I went broke so goddamn quick, man. Got 3 years ago. When Worthy came out, man, I blew that money so goddamn fast, man. I gave my mama like $250, and then by the time you know it, taxes, they come out doing that year. By the time you know my account said, this how much you owe? I said, shit. I think I was like 190 or something. It was crazy. The money went so quick, bro. It's like when you don't have it, it's like when you get it, your mindset changed so many things. Like you start buying so much thing. 300,000 on clothes, man.
That's so stupid.
That's stupid, man.
At the time he made that money from Worth It, he probably thought there was a lot more where that was coming from. Instead, he became the joke of the entire industry. Eventually, he got fed up with being the punchline, and this led to a pretty scary meltdown that was of course captured on social media.
Y'all keep using that Drake shit, huh? Me and Drake don't talk. Me and the baby don't talk. You can't keep using that. Like, stop. Like, man, nobody with Osiris, so why the f*** I keep...
Bro, I remember seeing this.
You don't have nobody. Like, what the fuck are you on this earth for? I can't even see my fucking kids. I haven't made no music. I haven't made no money from music in like two and a half years. I just wanna... That's what I wanna...
Suddenly, the people who laughed along as Drake, Baby, and others all victimized him for their own amusement realized that this would eventually take a toll. Even if he did bring a lot of it on himself by trying so hard to be cool with people who didn't care. I actually feel bad for him. And it's definitely something deeper going on. The industry targets those who are weak and desperate to make it. Stand strong. In the aftermath, the tone around YK briefly changed, and people like Big Sean were reaching out to tell him that nothing was worse than throwing it all away. Claiming that he realized that there were people who wanted to see him win, YK seemed ready to start again. But first impressions can last a while, particularly when he still can't seem to get out of his own way. As YK tried to get his life back on track, it was revealed that he was now an independent artist. Dropped from his record label Def Jam after just 4 years with just one full-length project released. This goes to show how much his brand declined since the days of Valentine and Worth It, where everyone wanted to sign him. Now that he was out on his own, Osiris technically had a chance at a fresh start, but his old ways came back to rear their head, and once again, he was in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Soon, he was accused of not paying barbers and scamming YouTubers after making wagers with them.
What? All right, basically, YK Osiris is a known scammer now, but a couple of years ago, like, I got a DM from him, and the DM was just like, 1v1 me for 10,000 basketball, and I was like, I looked at his page, and I was like, bro, this dude looks mad short, like, skinny, and I started watching videos of him hooping, and I'm like, oh, bro, like, I'm so down. Like, I'll make a lit YouTube video out of it. Like, I played a rapper for 10K. So he pulls up to the house, and he, like, looks at me. He's like, oh, my God, you're so much taller than I thought. And then, bro, like, we go to the court. I'm like, I literally got my 10,000, like, out of the bank. I had it ready in cash, like, ready to go. And so, like, I play him, and, like, I beat him pretty quick. And he's like, oh, double or nothing. And I'm like, yeah, like, fuck it, why not? And then I beat him double or nothing. And then he's like, double or nothing. I beat him double or nothing. And it probably was more than 60,000. I lost track, bro, because we played, like, 5 times. And I literally... Like, the 5th game, he was up, like, 9-3, and it was to 11, and I came back, bro. I was so tired, and I was like, I'm going to buy a new deck for my house. I'm going to upgrade this. And, bro, after, he was like, oh, that's nothing for me. Like, I could play one show, I get 100,000, and he has me, like, call a fake accountant. And I'm, like, on the phone with his accountant, like, giving them my, like, bank details. He left. I never got the money. I hit him, and then he stopped responding to me, and I was like... I'ma just leave it.
As these stories emerged, any sympathy that he'd managed to build up began to disappear, and fans were back to thinking he was just a hypocrite and a clout chaser. He's the same one who cried on camera cause celebrities wasn't messing with him, but it's no wonder why. The dude never pays off his debt. Same with the girl he wouldn't even pay to cut his hair. Instead of getting a new lease of life as an independent, Osiris reached a point where people were so used to mocking him that he couldn't even get braids without being clowned into oblivion. Why is YK Osiris out here looking like Lil Bow Wow from Like Mike? And even as he tries to move forward, the way that people view him is basically frozen in time and always connected to his more embarrassing moments. YK Osiris is cute and corny. He's handsome, but seems like a punching bag, and like he always gets bullied. With comments like this, it would seem that at least he still had the ladies on his side. But that was all about the change in June of 2023 when he forcibly kissed Sukihana in what was one of the most embarrassing social media moments of the entire year.
Oh my
Although he claimed that he was embarrassed by his behavior and that he understands the
This shit is
importance
making me
of
uncomfortable.
consent,
Like,
this was
damn,
another
this nigga-
situation which
how many
has
times
proven that
can you fuck
Osiris
up?
won't ever prosper if he keeps on tripping himself up. Since getting famous at 18, it appears that he's basically stuck at that stage of maturity. Still acting like a kid when he has kids of his own, Osiris would need to release something very undeniable
nigga was really
for
on
him
the
to ever
Crashout
get ahead in the
Speedrun.
music industry again. Because at the moment, it seems like he's destined to be a punchline rather than the R&B star that he hoped to be.
One man's trash is Kendrick.
From claiming that he was the king of
Now, before you guys jump me, lay it all over me,
From claiming that he was the king of R&B.
Like, yeah, bro, that shit crazy as fuck. I don't get it. Yeah, I agree though. Let me see if I can watch him.